With Luigi's Mansion making its way to Nintendo Switch 2, this means that the entire trilogy of games, the entire series really, is available on Nintendo Switch 2. Today, I'm going to talk about 5 more series that are completely playable on Nintendo Switch 2, as well as one series not owned by Nintendo. My name is James, and if you're new here, I would really appreciate you taking a second to subscribe to my channel so that you can see more videos just like this one. First up is 2D Metroid. This one was only able to make the list because I had to exclude the 3D Metroid games. But, so there are 5 2D Metroid games. Metroid, obviously, Return of Samus, Super Metroid, Metroid Fusion, and Metroid Dread. Those first 4 are actually available on Nintendo Switch Online. And the reason that I wanted to put this one first on the list was because I wouldn't personally recommend playing the version of Metroid 2 that is on Nintendo Switch Online. I think it's rather clunky and it didn't age very well. There's a really good fan remake of the game on PC, but there's also an official remake of the game on 3DS as well. For the sake of this video, 2D Metroid does count as one of the series that are entirely playable on Switch 2. Up next is Pikmin, and I'm going to go ahead and include this one, even though the spin-off game Hey Pikmin is not available on Switch. In my mind, that doesn't really count. Pikmin 1 and 2 were ported to the Switch, I think, in like 2023. Obviously, Pikmin 3 was a Wii U game and then was re-released on Switch as Pikmin 3 Deluxe. And then Pikmin 4 came out on Switch in 2023. So you can have all 4 of those games right there. And I would say all 4 of those Pikmin games are excellent. Up next is a series, actually, that I don't really know a ton about. And that is Xenoblade Chronicles. And I know that there's more Xenoblade other than just Xenoblade Chronicles, but all of the Xenoblade Chronicles games are available on both Switch and Switch 2, which is how it ended up here on this list. So there's 4 games. There's obviously Xenoblade Chronicles, Chronicles 2, Chronicles 3, and Xenoblade Chronicles X, which was originally a Wii U game and recently got re-released. And number 4 on this list is Donkey Kong Country. This one actually just recently became all the way available. Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3 were originally for the Super Nintendo, and they're available on Nintendo Switch Online. Donkey Kong Country Returns is the game that came out after that, and that one originally came out on the Wii. But that one was re-released. Was that this year? I think it was re-released this year. I think it was in like January of 2025. The game after that is Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, which I've heard that Tropical Freeze is really, really good. I also know that those games are really hard. I played a good chunk of the first Donkey Kong Country on Nintendo Switch Online. It was a lot more difficult than I expected it to be, and I would like to get back to those at some point. So all 5 Donkey Kong Country games are available on Switch. And before I give my final pick, I want to go ahead and talk through some honorable mentions. These are ones that almost made this video, and I could have probably twisted things a little bit to get them in here, but most of these would have made the video had they not been missing a game or two. First up is 3D Mario. Super Mario 3D Land is not playable on Switch, so that one didn't make the cut. 3D Zelda Twilight Princess is not playable on Switch, so that one didn't make the cut. Doom, had I made this video about 6 months ago, Doom could have been here, except since then, Doom The Dark Ages has come out, and as far as I know, that is not available on Switch. And then finally, the Batman Arkham series is another one. The Arkham Trilogy is available on Switch, but Batman Arkham Origins, which I actually think is a really underrated game, is not available on Switch. And finally, that brings us to Number 5, and this is the one that I mentioned earlier, is not owned by Nintendo, and that is Life is Strange. And this is a series that I'm not too familiar with. I know that they re-released the first 2 games on Switch as the Arcadia Bay collection, which is Life is Strange and then Life is Strange Before the Storm. And then there are 3 other games. I think there's Life is Strange 2, Life is Strange True Colors, and Life is Strange Double Exposure, I think is what it's called. But anyway, all of those games are available on Switch as well. If you wanted to start at the beginning and kind of go through that entire series, you can. And that's all that I have for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe to my channel so that you can see more videos just like this one. Until next time, the best way for you to keep up with me is right here on YouTube. Thanks for watching.